I want people to be empowered. I want people to get better. And then you come out of it actually better, stronger, wealthier, healthier, and more blessed.
In the work in terms of how you think, how your thoughts and the frequencies and where it starts at in the word helps bring the mind at peace and helps influence the rigor of the needed decisions to take on the world. So
Yes. And you have to put it to the test. I mentor all my employees. I've done it for years. I have a general manager who handles all my stores. I have 4 stores right now. We do tens of thousands of transactions per month. They're all automated. We've reached a level of 40 employees full time. So each store has a manager, then I have a general manager. And before I got to this level, Melvin, I used to mentor even the employees. When I say mentor, is we sit down one on one, just like we are right now, and give them the best that I have because I want people to be empowered. I want people to get better. And the more I've done that with my employees, the better they were, more productive, smarter, everything gets better. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day, man. People, they're not just interested in making an extra buck. People want more joy. People want more energy. They want more love. People want to make sure that you care about them. People want to connect. And that's how we learn. We learn from each other. It's not like you're buying a refrigerator that comes with a manual and then you read the manual. We don't come with a manual. You don't come with a manual. I don't come with a manual. So how do we learn? We learn from sharing each other's experiences, man, with each other. I mean, that's how we learn.
powerful. Brings me up to the next point, right? We talk about the spiritual enhancement, right? What it takes, learning from each other. How would you say your spirituality has kind of helped you accelerate to this point, given from when you bought that first property to where you're at now? You're managing millions and millions of dollars of real estate. You have retail stores. You're diversified to the 10th degree. Talk to the viewers about an enhancement of that spirituality and how it's helping you move from level to level to level, and the sky's the limit for you.
I'm going to introduce a concept that might be a little bit, but it's called antifragile. You know what the word fragile means? Fragile means it's like soft and weak and easily broken. Okay, everybody knows what that means. We're going to apply that concept on any system. It could be a financial system that it could be weak, call it fragile. You could ship something overseas and it breaks easily because it's also fragile. Now, the opposite of fragile is anti-fragile. And that's a concept I've always incorporated into my life. And it has to do a lot with being resilient, meaning when you go through difficult times or situations or circumstances, or you go through stressful interactions, it doesn't make you weak. It actually strengthens you. And then you come out of it actually better, stronger, wealthier, healthier, and more blessed. So that concept for me is based on my trust and bond. Bond is a key word here with the holy name. And again, that have to do with me spending the time, Melvin, investing in that relationship. If you spend 5 minutes with your creator, you're going to have a 5-minute worth of a bond. Are you with me? If you spend 2 hours with your creator, you're going to have a 2-hour worth of a bond. You multiply that months and years, that's what I'm talking about. So look, I have big dreams. My vision is humongous. And my prayer always been to God. I didn't pray about money. Now I started praying about money. And the reason I didn't pray about money in the past, because I knew I was praying about money for egotistical reasons. It has to do with me, my ego, Fady smart, you're rich. So that's why I never prayed about money, because I could always catch my ego. But now, after doing my homework and prayer and studying, I'm at a stage where I am praying about money. But I know why I'm praying about money, because at this point, I'm not praying about money for myself. I have more than enough right now, Melvin, in my life to probably live better than 95% of the human race. And like I can leave this planet tomorrow, God forbid, or I guess if God wants me gone, and I'm already a winner. I already won. Like I told my wife today, before we got on the podcast, we're sitting in the backyard, me and her, it's beautiful weather, just us drinking, green tea. And I told her, I'm 50 years old. If I leave this planet tomorrow, I'm already a winner. Like I already won. She's like, wow, that's a great thing to say. Yes, because I have been on a path for so long that I love it. And I love the life that I have. And yes, I have paid the price, Melvin. And yes, I have worked hard. But when I say I worked hard, I worked the hardest on myself. I'm one of those people, Melvin, I know right now that when I walk into any room, I don't want to say I can go against anyone because it's not a matter of competition. I've gotten away from being competitive. Like I come from a very highly aggressive personality. I can be super aggressive, no problem. Like that's not even a thing. But now it's like I can go into any room, Melvin, anywhere in the world, from Saudi Arabia to Dubai to China, DC, and I've been in all these rooms, and I could probably tell you I probably would be one of the top guys there who have worked the hardest on himself. Not the hardest on his career, not the hardest on the business. Like these things never attracted me where I bought into them fully. So I've never sold my soul for pure money. I never did it, dude. I never. Even till this day, I'm not driven by money. That's not what drives me. And I feel the more that I go in that path, Melvin, the more that I'm blessed financially and not intoxicated by money, not intoxicated by people, because a lot of people go into business relationships with the wrong people because they're like, man, are we going to make money? I look at life like my spiritual intelligence or spiritual awareness informs every single thing. So the real test of a person's faith or beliefs in God is by putting it to the test. If you don't put it to the test and you're not seeing results, I'm so sorry to announce to you or to that person or to whoever it is that you have to work on your beliefs and your thinking about God, because obviously something is not accurate. My God is a powerful God. He's involved in everything. It's not like, oh, well, it didn't work. Maybe it didn't work, maybe because you need to learn more about what that divine energy is or what is not. A lot of people are taking other people's beliefs about God and they assume that they are mine. That's just not how it works. God is the ultimate experience. God is involved. God is in you as much as he is in me. So the question is, are you willing to do what it takes to activate that power, or you're not going to activate that power? I mean, that's up to you. So to me, that's where I spend the time. I'm activating the power inside of me that God gave me that you have. I'm not smarter than you. You're not smarter than me. I'm not smarter than anyone on this planet, and nobody on this planet is smarter than me. The difference is, are you willing to do the work by you going inside? There are people who are willing to do the work on the outside, on the business, on the investment, on the other people, and I think in the process they neglect themselves. What's the point of you winning the whole world and losing yourself? What's the point?
That was a mic drop moment. What is the point, right?
I mean, there's no point, man. So like anti-fragile is you become, and I've tested it. Like I've went to Saudi Arabia, I went to Dubai, completely different environments for me. Like I flew to Dubai in February, Melvin, on a whim. What does that mean on a whim? Like within 3 days, I said to my wife, all right, that's it. I'm going to Dubai. Why? I said, I don't know. I'm just going to go there, explore. I'm open-minded and I'm just going to go on an adventure. I mean, that's part of being wealthy, right? Is you could do experiences without having to check $1 million before you get the approval, right? So keep that in mind. It's time. You have to be able to control and manipulate time. If you cannot control and manipulate time, I'm so sorry to announce that you're not wealthy yet. That's one of the signature points of wealthy people is they control time. Here you go. That's it. You could be worth $50 million. If you don't control time, you're not wealthy. You're wealthy financially. So anyways, I decided to go to Dubai on a whim, right? But I go there, positive mind frame. I'm praying. I'm like vibrating well. I go there for like, I don't know, 10 days. I explore the place. I'm connected with the right people. They just show up. And long story short, I'm buying 2 investment properties in Dubai, invested over $1 million like this. Like I made a decision on about one property, standing on the beach, looking at the property, and the broker, he's pointing to it. And I had 2, 3 guys with me, and I said, yes, I'm going to get it. I mean, within 1 hour, I already signed the documents. And you would think a decision like this would be scary, right? I'm like, there's like tons of variables. And it was one of the coolest, most exciting decisions I've ever made in my life. And then when I made it, I called my wife, said, guess what? I just bought this property overlooking the beach, blah, 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 blah. She's like, oh my God, this is amazing. I mean, it's a big decisions because a lot of people, when they make these decisions, they get scared, Melvin, and they get anxious. And they're like, what if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? And by the time they figure out all these F's and these conditions, life passes them by. I bought this property, Melvin, in February, 2, 3 months ago. The first and the biggest casino in the Middle East was announced, which is going to be the Wynn Hotel and Casino opening close to my property. So guess what happened right now? And my property is still in the phases of being built and developed. So guess what happened to the value of it before it's even completed? So I could flip that sucker right now and not even like receive it because it's still being built and make a chunk of nice money. Why? Because I took a risk. Why? Because I left the US, decided to travel without too much planning, being open-minded, being anti-fragile, meaning, hey, if bad things happen, quote unquote, it's not going to kill me. It's going to make me stronger. Why? Because I have my faith and my trust and my bond in my creator. God did not create me here on this earth to torment me. God did not create me here on this earth to be miserable. God created me here to have joy, to have abundance, to have love, to have wonderful relationships, to have forgiveness, to have kindness, to have faith, trust, prayer, all that. That's what I'm here for. That is wealth to me. That is wealth, which is energy. Because when you're thinking that way constantly, Melvin, or more days than not, guess what's going to happen to the energy, to the vibration? So your energy is high, Melvin, without needing alcohol, smokes, food, TV, electronics, gambling, or anything. I'm just saying, it's just, hey, if you're high on life, then you could partake of these little pleasures, and I call them cheap pleasures. I mean, let's be realistic. Drinking. And that is one of the cheapest, most common pleasure out there. And yet, you go to events or things, almost everybody is like drinking. I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense. And people abuse it. I'm just saying, people abuse it because their energy is low. Same thing with eating. People overeat. It's not because they're bad people, because also their energy is low. When you eat, eating is extremely pleasurable. So it releases dopamine in your brain and you feel good, So again, if your energy is high on a clean fuel, you have no need to use lower quality fuel to increase your energy. Why would you do that? The car runs on a high octane fuel. It's a Ferrari. Why would you go use 87? I mean,
Won't work. Well, won't work as good.
diversification is probably one of the most important principles in my business and my investment. I mean, you have to be all over. You have to do charity, and you have to do profit, and you have to do all of it.
Jacqueline and Melvin, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of Get Diversified. Please make sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on future episodes. Finally, stop by our website and follow us on social media. Ciao for now. Make it a great day, and we'll see you next time. And remember, get diversified.